Hello there and welcome once again to UBC News Tonight, this Tuesday, the 3rd day of September 2024. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue on sign language. It is Senyamo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Edward Kichanangoma. Now, members of Parliament have met with President Yoweri Museveni to discuss the potential removal of Uganda Coffee Development Authority (UCDA) through the government's rationalization process of agencies. The members of Parliament emphasized the importance of retaining these organizations to avoid losses experienced in other nations.
Previously, Parliament merged some government administrations with the aim of reducing expenditure and avoiding duplication of roles. However, the removal of the Coffee Development Authority is still under debate. Members of the NRM caucus in Parliament have met with President Museveni to discuss and share ideas on the proposed merger of UCDA.
If they are to bring it under agriculture, at the end of the day, maybe it will not be so vibrant the way it is now. So I feel coffee should remain independent.
Before heading to State House, members of Parliament expressed their intent to listen to the President and reach a consensus on reviving the organization under the Ministry of Agriculture.
Tibino bwe tumara okutesaganya ne President tulowooza nga mukulu w'eggwanga ajja kujjamu ekiteeso ekirungi ekiggata UCDA n'eba nga evuddewo naye nga emirimu gyayo emikulu giteereddwa mu department nga giri strategic.
Abed Wanika, an opposition MP, stated that they will resist the idea of removing UCDA, which has been instrumental in adding value to coffee.
The President that this commodity coffee supports 12 million people of Uganda, and mostly these low people. When you rationalize UCDA and take it to the ministry does not have capacity. We are going to lose market, we are going to lose the quality.
That we have now hit $1 billion in terms of revenue from coffee, so we can only harness those benefits, and we think by rationalizing UCDA we may actually lose some of those benefits.
Under the rationalization agreement of government agencies, Parliament and its various committees are expected to recommend retaining UCDA, arguing that merging it in the ministry would weaken its operations. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwetabenji at Parliament.
Now, Uganda has been selected to host the 11th session of the African Regional Forum on Sustainable Development, scheduled for April 2025. The Deputy Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Antonio Pedro, is in Uganda to kickstart preparations and assess the country's readiness to host the continental event. Antonio Pedro also paid a courtesy call to the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja.
Following the successful hosting of the Non-Allied Movement NAM and G77 plus China earlier this year, Uganda has once again been chosen to host another continental event. Uganda will in April 2025 host the 11th session of the African Regional Forum on Sustainable Development. Following this development, the Deputy Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Antonio Pedro, is in Uganda to kickstart preparations and assess Uganda's readiness to host the continental event.
So when we received your letter, it was really very pleased, and we look forward to together building this event.
Antonio Pedro was speaking this morning during a courtesy call to the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja.
Uganda is committed to ensuring that the event is not just a forum, but a transformative platform that will advance the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the African Union's Agenda of the 2063.
The continental event will be hosted under the theme, Driving Job Creation and Economic Growth for sustainable inclusive science and evidence-based solutions for the 2030 and Agenda 2063.
We see this as a chance to contribute meaningfully to a broader global discourse on sustainability and showcase our nation's effort and achievements in this regard.
I think we do have the confidence that Uganda can host this. Uganda has the capacity to host this. And it's a very important moment, I think, to be discussing development issues on this continent.
Like the right honorable you put it, we are actually ready. We can say we are ready and we are in full swing in the preparations.
Our hands are open. We want your advice. We want to get to know what you people expect from us.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, who has just returned from the Kingdom of Tonga, an island country in the Southern Pacific area with a population of about 100,000 people.
Yes, we are all developing countries, but there are those that are still struggling. God gave us, in fact, we have no excuse why we are not developed. We have no reason whatsoever to say Uganda is underdeveloped. Since that day, I came back a reformed leader. And Ugandans must appreciate that we have the best in the world. I'm telling you. For them, disasters are no more.
Pedro called on Uganda and other African countries to put emphasis on disregarding the current global financial architecture, which does not favor African countries from financing their own development agenda.
General and everybody else is really asking for reform. So again, utilizing the RFSD to reiterate that message.
The global financing architecture does not favor us. And so the moment we come together,
the Prime Minister's office is expected to organize a presidential debate for the heads of state who will be attending the conference.
I can see you want to have a presidential debate. And that now means my president has to invite his colleagues.
Uganda's Prime Minister Robert Nabanja ending that report there. Now, National Unity Platform NUP Party President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has been hit by a tear gas canister that has shattered his left leg in Bulindo, where he had gone to visit NUP lawyer and human rights defender Fred Musisi. Kyagulanyi has been rushed to Nsambya Hospital for further medical management. At the scene of crime was Waiswamu Fumbiro and other NUP supporters who mobilized timely transport means to Nsambya Hospital. Let's have highlights of the situation as it unfolded.
Managing the crowds, manage the crowds and the moving. He has been shot. He will speak later. He has been shot.
All right, we have just heard that Bobby Wine has been shot. This is what's going on. What's going on right now? He was planning to this is what's going on. We just Today, the 3rd September 2024, we had an incident of an alleged shooting of Mr. Chagulanyi Robert Sentamu. Honorable Chagulanyi Robert, we are informed that he was invited by Mr. George Musisi, a lawyer, to a Thanksgiving ceremony in Bulindo, Chira Municipality, Wakiso District. Honorable Chagulanyi participated in the celebration, which concluded peacefully. When he left the venue, he and his team moved out of their vehicles and embarked on a procession to Bulindo town. However, the police advised against it. Despite their guidance, it is alleged by our officers that he insisted on proceeding and closing the road, leading to their intervention to prevent that procession. And during the ensuing altercation, it is alleged that he sustained injuries. Our police officers who were on ground claimed that he stumbled while getting into his vehicle, causing the injury, whereas him and his team assert that he was shot. An investigation will be conducted to clarify the facts. What we know is that he was taken to Najem Medical Center in Bulindo for first aid. But we assure people that police will investigate the alleged shooting and any other or any related incidents.
Very unfortunate incident there. Now, the Criminal Investigations Directorate, CID, has warned against attempts to cause chaos during the 2026 general elections. This caution was issued during a press conference by CID and the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, as they prepare for their first ever annual general meeting scheduled for September 4th to 5th, 2024.
The 2026 general elections are approaching, and this period often brings challenges related to crime and instability. Ensuring a secure and free electoral process requires significant security involvement. The CID and the DPP will hold their first annual meeting to discuss strategies for maintaining a peaceful electoral process in 2026.
DPP and Director CID have put in place approaches to strengthen prosecutors and investigators and ensure successful investigation and prosecution of criminal cases.
The meeting set for September 4th and 5th, 2024 aims to develop strategies for ensuring a smooth electoral process.
In preparation for the upcoming election period, coupled of course with the need to strengthen collaboration to counter sophisticated and emerging crime trends manifesting in various crimes, enhance preparation for effective and efficient execution of the investigation and prosecution function in electoral offences during the 2026 election period.
Lady Justice Jane Francis Abodo, head of the DPP, and Major Tom Magambo, director of CID, emphasized the need for stronger coordination between investigators and prosecutors to effectively tackle complex crimes.
Let's say even just for one day, police lays down, CID lays down their tools, the office of the DPP also lays down their tools. What's going to be happening? The criminals are going to be all over the place. And if the criminals are all over the place, if we are not working, which means there are no cases investigated, which means there are no cases taken to court, there is no one being held accountable, and which investor can actually come to invest?
The purpose of these forums is to try to check the boxes. Are we moving well? We are aware some of our elements within are still having deviant behavior out there. So when we sit inside here, we are going to discuss all those, the discipline.
Lady Justice Abodo addressed the allegations of collusion with the CID to suppress opposition supporters, dismissing them as unfounded.
We don't know colors, we don't know parties. We don't do politics, we just do the law. Really, it is just, we just look at the crime. If it is a person from opposition who has committed the crime, yes, we shall definitely arrest the person, and if there is evidence, take them to court.
Both Abodo and Magambo assured Ugandans of their commitment to addressing all criminal matters, despite facing challenges.
We are going to be handling corruption cases. We're going to be handling cases, electoral cases. We are going to be handling land cases as well, because we realized as an office, together with the CID, that we have a problem with land matters.
As I said, we are going to operate within the Constitution. And that's why the DPP is here. That's why the DPP is supposed to guide me.
The meeting to be held at CID headquarters will be graced by President Museveni on September 5th, 2024, and will be attended by over 600 delegates. Amwae Vanjuko and Deborah Namamonde for UBC.
David Musoke Bulega, the Managing Director of Uganda Railway Corporation, along with the technical team and representatives from Imathia Construction, has inspected the railway line from Namamve Station to Mukono Chetume Station. The inspection aimed to assess the progress of the rehabilitation and maintenance works as preparations begin to transport passengers and goods between Malaba, Mukono and Kampala.
The railway line from Namamve to Chetume Mukono station is reported to be constructed with superior quality, well maintained and well executed. Various crossings at the industrial park, Njerele Mukono, Namamve Liberty and Mukono railway stations were observed. However, during the rainy season, littering along the line and mud accumulation could obstruct the tracks. David Musoke Bulega, the Managing Director of Uganda Railway Corporation, stated that multiple trial runs will be conducted before the official launch of transport services.
We came from Namamve to see the work which has been ongoing, especially of rehabilitating this railway line using concrete sleepers. So we came to ascertain that the trains can move. Actually, this has been our trial run and to ascertain the work which has been done, the last work of working on the 5 level crossings which were remaining. And as you've seen, we came stopping, checking one by one.
He also urged the public not to walk on the tracks or tamper with railway equipment, particularly at the switches.
Only. But as you saw people going to work in the industrial park, their movement on the line distorts the ballast. It removes the ballast gets off the line. So we'll be encouraging them to move off the line. And the level crossings, we have the permanent way people who are supposed to maintain. Those are going to be regularly deployed to ensure that silt and other rubbish do not sit on the level crossings to avoid accidents and to have a smooth run or movement of the train.
At Chetume Mukono station, Bulega mentioned that some steel sleepers will be used in areas not yet reached by concrete sleepers. He provided information on when the railway line from Malaba, Mukono and Namamve to Kampala is expected to be operational.
We removed the steel sleepers, some of which have been in the soil for so long. Some are bent, others are broken. But when we use the concrete sleepers, the line is well aligned. It's firm and it's far more better than the old railway line where we are using steel sleepers. So that is the difference you are getting. And maybe you are comparing it as Maram and Tamaka roads usable. And these are assets, not scrap. We sort them like this because they are fast still usable, and we are going to transfer them to other sections which are not okay. By the time we reach there, these will be serving as we transit from steel to concrete.
Uganda will operate both the standard and meter gauge railway simultaneously, with both systems supported side by side when the standard gauge railway comes. I am Maria Dana Namiro and Jamil Sekaja for UBC News.
The 2024 National Primary Schools Music, Dance and Drama Festival at Mbale Secondary School had a series of competitions involving lower primary schools which advanced to different stages. And as we hear in the following story, the annual event involved 96 schools.
At least 97 schools from various regions participated in the MTD Festival week-long event, which was aimed at using music, dance and drama as a tool to disseminate messages on the themes of malaria, climate change, road safety, birth and in registration.
We have been going on well until the end, and today it is the climax. We are looking forward to sending away our visitors to their districts, back to their districts, but safely.
Through the enchantment of songs, poems, traditional folk dances, speeches, instrumentals and traditional folk tunes, the young performers are creative.
Nalfuka region is one of the music regions found in Busoga, and for us we were represented by 6 choirs and they have all performed very well. I would like to thank all the music trainers and the head teachers who have supported our children.
The curriculum is somehow changing in secondary. It is emphasizing skill-based and talent development. That should be the way to go, and I want to encourage the rest of the schools that think that maybe children participating in music is a wastage of time. It is not.
This year's event featured a guest choir for children with disabilities from Salama School in Mukono.
We want to appreciate the Ministry of Health for providing medical supplies. We had 648 cases of children who fall sick, but the Ministry of Health provided enough supplies. We want to appreciate all the key stakeholders.
In collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, several partners like NIRA, UNICEF and School Pay supported the event.
We want to first of all appreciate the ministry for giving us an opportunity as the private sector, and we believe that this is a very big platform where we can introduce the young ones to technology, to digitize school fees payment.
The winners were awarded certificates and gifts. Machivo Primary School emerged winner.
We'll now take a short break and we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Omwoleso gaggadde ogutumiddwa East Africa UK Tourism and Culture Expo 2024 guguno nga bakubeerawo ennaku z'omwezi 8 n'ennaku z'omwezi 9 omwezi gwa Novemba 2024 wansi w'omulamwa okuwagira ebyobulambuzi ng'engeri y'okutumbula obumu n'enkulaakulana awo ku WTM London ku Rome Brand Hotel 11th PI South Kensington London SW7 2RS United Kingdom. Tickets abasuubuzi mukyasasula £100 ate abaneetaba mu mwoleso bakyasasula £300 okumanya ebisinga okuba ku simu kasaraba 256 787 096 100 oba kasaraba 254 795 806 969 kyali ya www.eaukTourismExpo.com okwewandiisa.
Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! Has Nambole Stadium opened its doors once again? While you were moving in, you were the 12th player when Uganda Cranes needed you the most. Through our famous wins and our unlucky losses, you stood firm, supporting even louder. Now, as Uganda Cranes take on South Africa and Congo this September, South Sudan in October, and play our second legs against South Africa and Congo in November, bring even more fire! Because with your support, Uganda Cranes is unstoppable! Uganda Fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda Cranes. Together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Let's have a look now at the latest in business. And traders are urging the government to reduce taxation on imported goods to enable fair competition with retail investors. Now, this call comes in the wake of the opening of the Chinatown superstore, which traders fear will negatively impact their businesses due to its low prices.
As you approach Lugogo Mall, the scene is unusually busy, with crowds queuing to access Chinatown stores, drawn by relatively cheap prices of commodities. In the days following the opening of Chinatown stores in Uganda, traders have requested government to consider reducing taxes on imported goods to help Ugandan businesses remain competitive.
Ebintu tibisasula omusolo tubadde tukyali kugwa ifreeze kati balense China Tower kakati ffe ng'omusuubuzi ekitegeeza ffe ng'abasuubuzi batugoba mu bizinensi so twekubira omulanga ng'abasuubuzi nti bannange tukoze tutya President Museveni n'omuntu yenna gwe kikwatako omusuubuzi mulabika mumugoba mu bizinensi.
While the store's proprietors deny claims of selling substandard and low-quality products, traders are calling for government restrictions of Chinatown's operations to manufacturing.
Our prices are not abnormal. For a start, as we launch, we wanted to have that little deductions on some prices so that our customers can appreciate our products. And also because of the few gifts that we're giving out on some of our raffles that we had put in place, we managed to give out several things like fridges and TVs. I think people had the excitement that everything now here, they will be able to win. So I think most people here might have come to win these items.
Muchina okujja mu katale kitegeeza trade cycle ya trade oba ogikoze eki ogisse ffe bannansi bannayuganda omuchina agende mu factory and manufacturing ebintu tugende mu factory tubimuggyeko tubisobole obigulako naye saa zino okugamba mbu omuchina azze assa akatale sawa zino ali mu muchina market simanya ne picha atanze gituna mitwalo 10 kati ffe omunnayuganda tugoyingewa.
With the stores closed for the second consecutive day, the management has pledged to cooperate with the police and adhere to standard operating procedures for reopening.
So make sure that the barriers which can contain the crowd and also do bring in some sniffer dogs to make sure that there is no any kind of terror suspicion or attack for this place. Because we have always we have heard of some alerts, but police is working around all the corners to see that all the situation is handled. They have been with us from day one.
Given the discounted prices, it remains to be seen how the stores will fare in the coming days, especially considering the history of similar stores closing in Uganda. Komagum Rogers for UBC.
Uganda Coffee Development Authority has launched the Coffee Deforestation Free campaign aimed at promoting sustainable coffee production and complying with the European Union's regulation on deforestation-free products. The initiative seeks to reduce the EU's contribution to greenhouse gas emissions and protect human rights. We have more in this story.
The Coffee Deforestation Free campaign is a response to global concerns over deforestation and its impact on climate change. As one of the world's leading coffee exporters, Uganda is taking proactive steps to align with international standards, particularly those set by the European Union.
We must be able to trace our coffee. For me, that's the bottom line. And traceability of coffee means that we shall conduct what we are calling farmer registration. But in reality, it's about capturing polygons or geolocations of the farm and taking a few details about you as a farmer. The EU requires, if you have 10 acres and above, we are supposed to take polygons. A polygon is a map of your garden. For farmers that have 9.9 acres and below, 1 GPS point will suffice. But what we have decided to do as a country is to take polygons, because it is the same resources, isn't it? So that's what farmer registration entails in this case.
The European Union remains the largest destination for Uganda's coffee, accounting for over 60% of annual exports. For this reason, the EU introduced regulations on deforestation-free products to mitigate the market's impact on global forest degradation and biodiversity loss.
After this big farmer registration exercise, we will continue to capture those farmers that come on every year.
7,000 farmers have been registered on the system. Next week, UCDA also in partnership with the UNDP have bring another pilot phase in assessment.
The initiative also aims to enhance traceability in the coffee supply chain, ensuring that consumers can be confident that the coffee they enjoy is produced without contributing to deforestation.
Remember, the ultimate goal of this registration, finally, is the digital farmer card. The digital farmer card will help this farmer to eventually access the financing.
The EU did not reject it, but they did not accept it. They became extremely uncomfortable with it. Because their idea, or the people who were, the consumers who have been pushing for this legislation, you could say rightly so or not, were saying, we want to trace that coffee to the plot of the farmer.
Crispus Arinitwe, Mary Namokose, UBC News.
Uganda Manufacturers Association, UMA, has unveiled and launched the 30th UMA Trade Fair, scheduled to take place from October 2nd to 10th, 2024 at the UMA Showgrounds in Lugogo. The leaders of the association are committed to promoting agricultural products and training farmers in value addition and agro-processing.
The trade fair, set for October 2nd to 10th, 2024, aims to promote and market locally made products and help local manufacturers scale up production through the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, BUBU initiative.
The fair has consistently attracted a diverse range of exhibitors from various sectors, showcasing the best of Uganda's industrial capacity alongside innovations from around the globe.
The platform will provide customers with opportunities to learn about production processes and join the fight against counterfeit goods in the market.
Such interactions help bridge the information gap so that consumers are better equipped to join the fight against counterfeit goods on the market, and for a small fee, the opportunity for brand exposure and interaction with an average of over 300,000 showgoers is also open to international and local non-member entrepreneurs.
And the only way Uganda can compete, can be able to supply the international market, of course after covering the local market, is through industrialization. And this industrialization cannot be a one-way traffic. We need partners. We need other players. How to utilize quality products. We are creating market for ourselves.
The Uganda Manufacturers Association, UMA, promotes agricultural products, trains farmers in value addition and agro-processing.
Uganda still has the best policy framework that encourages investment for both local and regional, and international investment. There is high levels of protection for investment in terms of security and in terms of people's liquidity.
This year's trade fair celebrates the pivotal role it has played in shaping the nation's industrial landscape over its 30 years of industrial excellence. Chepngetich Rispa, Komagum Rogers for UBC.
World news now, and we'll go to China, where parliamentary leaders from across Africa are embracing new ground in the field of agriculture. They have visited a high-tech agricultural zone in Shaanxi province, China. CGTN's Feng Yilei reports on how cutting-edge technologies could potentially transform the world of farming back in their home countries.
In Shanxi's Jingzhong zone, it's not just crops that are growing, it's new possibilities also. Parliamentarians from different African nations are getting a taste of China's recipe for modern farming success. From smart irrigation systems and automated greenhouses to the latest crop genetics, experts say a smorgasbord of innovation holds significant potential for African countries grappling with food insecurity.
You've got large-scale automation of your agriculture industry, but also heavily involved in research and development. So this is where we can benefit and mutually cooperate. So we need to see how during the dry season you can still produce the same crops that you would produce in the rainy season.
I believe these new varieties and technologies, such as our drought-resistant organic crops and our water-saving techniques, have great potential in developing countries, especially in Africa. We are eager to share these innovations without a reservation.
After decades of determined efforts, China has successfully addressed the issue of feeding its massive population and deeply understands the fight against hunger in Africa. Recently, the cooperation between China and African countries has borne fruit, which is expected to also enrich the grain bags and the vegetable baskets of African people. The visit is also opening doors for potential collaborations in agricultural research and education.
China provides Somalia with scholarships. Some Somali students are coming to China and learning agriculture and technologies, and this can be replicated back to Somalia. Somalia has fertile ground and land for agriculture, so that we will build partnership relations with China in these areas in the future time.
The state-of-the-art facility and exchange of ideas has left these leaders hungry for more. At the upcoming summit on China-African Cooperation Forum, the parliamentarians say they expect deeper collaboration in related sectors.
Look at what we have been seeing there, your tomatoes producing, tomato juice. From the tomato juice, you can get something. So I see a value chain industries here. It aligned to what at home our president has been preaching, to say out of the different products, let's just find the value chains out of those products so that we can grow our economy as a country.
I think generally the whole plan is to have a structure where you can continue that cooperation and the farmers can also do it on their own rather than rely on the government for the contacts.
When these African lawmakers head home, they are expected to be armed with high-tech solutions and budding partnerships that could revolutionize farming, sowing seeds for a bumper crop in future. Feng Yilei, CGTN, Taiyuan, Shanxi Province.
Sports news now, and long-serving sports administrator Jocelyn Uchanda has advised Uganda's sports personalities to embrace hard work and discipline to ease their passage to success. She was at the 40Bet Real Stars Monthly Sports Awards, during which she received a legendary award for service towards sports. John Barnes Sentamo gives us more.
Uganda's best sports performers of the month of August have been rewarded. This was during the 40Bet Real Star Monthly Sports Award, hosted at Lazo Restaurant in Kololo. This time round, the organizers zeroed in on 3 sports disciplines of basketball, boxing, and football. For basketball, Lydia Babirye for tournament's most valuable player Gongen, guiding Uganda to the Africa 3x3 crown, beat all others. Boxer John Serunjoji outclassed Egyptian Ahmed Borusen for the African Boxing Union middleweight title, and in the process won many hearts, and obviously the best of August in his trade. The appeal of the Masazaga Buganda was hard to resist in choosing the best footballer, an honor that went to single Saza goalkeeper Julius Senyonga after managing 3 clean sheets in 3 games that kept his team alive in the title chase.
Singo nere ekomyewo luli yatukuba era twaba wa Singo ne leero nali agadde wa Kyagwe ne lwokuba tulina kukola mazima omuntu deserving agwetuwa wadde nze ndi wa Kyagwe ne tetunda bakufuna eno mu wa Kyagwe ayitawo naye kuno era Singa asobola okomyawo goalkeeper waabwe enaba nga kikute Julius yabadde musajja musufu nnyo asobola okuba akuma clean sheets bayiseewo ttiimu yaabwe yemu twasiza okunganya obubonero obungi mu group stages, so abadde deserving okusobola okuba nga agenda maaso.
Once in a while, the organizers of these awards dish out a lifetime award for service towards sport, which has gone to Jocelyn Ochanda, whose love for netball is not questioned. Ochanda applauded the organizers for recognizing her efforts and offered counsel to athletes about how to conquer the world.
Whether you are in a huge stadium, whether you are in a small stadium, focus on what you do, you'll always excel. And that's why we have excelled. We focus, we are resilient, persistent, we love what we do, and we have values. Relate with people who have values. Don't relate with people who are going to pull you down.
The 40Bet Real Star Monthly Sports Awards have been a mainstay since 2018 and continue to inspire athletes with the plaque and cash reward, a welcome addition to the players' mementos and bank balance.
John Barnes Sentamu ending that story there, and that brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Senyomo Yusuf, and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night.
Welcome to Behind the Headlines. This week, we are shining the spotlight on a critical issue affecting us all, our health and well-being. Promoting health and well-being, strategies for improving public health in Uganda. Join our expert panel as we delve into the challenges and solutions for improving public health in Uganda. From innovative community programs to policy changes, we shall explore it all. Behind the Headlines brings you the conversations that matter. Join us this Wednesday at 10 p.m. as we go behind the headlines to uncover the stories that shape our lives. Promoting health and well-being. This Wednesday at 10 p.m. Don't miss it.
All on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Shocking statistics on road crashes in Uganda show that there were over 23,608 road accidents in a single year, 2023. This highlights an increase of 16% compared to the previous year. The Uganda Traffic and Road Safety Report of 2023 also shows that there were 24,728 casualties from road crashes, with 4,806 people dead, 16,736 seriously injured, and 3,186 escaping with minor injuries. The rampant increase in the number of road crashes and casualties in Uganda is seriously alarming. According to Uganda Police Traffic Report, 80% of road crashes in Uganda are as a result of speeding, reckless driving, and violation of traffic rules and regulations. Your life and that of other road users matters. Every life taken or injured in a road crash is an emotional loss to a family, resource loss to a business,